Even years after SpaceX launched Elon Musk's cherry red sports car into orbit around our sun, astronomers unwittingly began paying attention to its movements once again. Observers spotted and correctly identified the vehicle as it started its extraterrestrial excursion in February 2018, after it had blasted off into space during the Falcon Heavy rocket's splashy maiden launch. But more recently, the car spawned a high-profile case of mistaken identity as space observers mistook it for an asteroid. Several observations of the vehicle, gathered by sweeping surveys of the night sky, were inadvertently stashed away in a database meant for miscellaneous and unknown objects, according to the International Astronomical Union's Minor Planet Center. An amateur astronomer noticed a string of data points in January that appeared to fit together, describing the orbit of a relatively small object that was swooping between the orbital paths of Earth and Mars. The citizen scientist assumed the mystery object was an undocumented asteroid and promptly sent his findings to the MPC, which operates at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics in Cambridge, Massachusetts, as a clearinghouse that seeks to catalog all known asteroids, comets, and other small celestial bodies. An astronomer there verified the finding. And thus, the Minor Planet Center logged a new object, Asteroid 2018 CN41. Within 24 hours, however, the center retracted the designation. The person who originally flagged the object realized their own error, MPC astronomer Peter Verrees told CNN, noticing that they had, in fact, found several uncorrelated observations of Musk's car. And the center systems hadn't caught the error. The amateur astronomer was correct. The data points really did belong together, said Verrees, who created the database entry for 2018 CN41. But again, we just received the numbers, the positions, and even the astronomers, using telescopes, they just see a dot that is moving. So from that perspective, if you don't know up front it's a Tesla Roadster, there is no way to tell, Verrees added. It was a remarkable case of mistaken identity, but it was far from the first, as a host of similar cases have troubled astronomers. The mix-ups highlight difficulties with tracking objects in deep space, a problem exacerbated by the growing number of human-made objects getting jettisoned into the ether. Rock or rocket? Objects traversing our solar system have been misidentified several times in recent years, NASA's Paul Chodas recalled to CNN. Chodas is director of the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. Space experts had mistaken a rocket body on a collision course with the Moon for a SpaceX launch vehicle before it was confirmed in 2022 to be a rocket booster from one of China's past lunar missions. A piece of the Apollo 12 mission's Saturn V rocket, which carried 3 astronauts on the second crewed moon landing in 1969, baffled scientists in the early 2000s when it came back into Earth's orbit. Astronomers had to closely inspect the discarded hardware's bizarre trajectory to make an accurate identification.